The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN, 8:30 a.m. Tuesday morning, 60 minutes to go until the opening bell, and we got green across the board. Markets up to the tune of 2+%. We'll start it off with the S&Ps right now. Futures up 70 points, 70, extending the run we had yesterday. You're now looking at an S&P that is more than 200 points above where we were trading at when we reached the lows at about 2 a.m. early Monday morning. Quite a charge higher. You're talking about 200 points. We're back at 3129, and the S&P's making session highs, pre-market session highs as we speak. Jumping over to the NASDAQ. NASDAQ futures climbing towards 10,000, up 175 points, 99.65. How about 600 points from where we were at early Monday morning, 2 a.m.? Quite the extension. Backing it up to the highs of last week, 10,155. Dow Jones up 750 points, 26,416. How about 2,000 Dow points? 2,000 from 24.4 to 26.4 in a matter of about, talking about 30 hours, from 2 in the morning, we'll call it, till 8 in the morning the next day. Remarkable action in the Dow as well. We got oil up a bit, up $1.10 at 38.22. You see the drop in oil as well, correlating to where we were in the market. Oil was down as low as 34.36. You're approaching $4 in the price of crude, above that price level that we were at early yesterday. Right now, session highs in crude, 38.22. Gold up $1.30 at 17.28. Gold, a little bit of volatility, actually made some lows yesterday. 17.28 was up at about 17.40 for a while, and silver up about 13 pennies at 17.53. Jumping around to some of the equities with action today. So McDonald's, U.S. same-store sales falling 5% in May as dining rooms reopen. 5%. Not bad, I would say, in my opinion. McDonald's said global same-store sales plunged 29.8% quarter to date as of May 31st. That a number that makes much more sense. But same-store sales are sequentially improving from April to May, and same-store sales fell just 5% in May. Remarkable number when you think about what is going on. But those McDonald's drive-thrus, they've been busy. They've been busy since even the coronavirus shutdown, so I'm sure that playing into things. Gotta love doing the program at 8:30. We got retail sales. Retail sales, here we go. Surge, 17.7% in the biggest monthly jump ever. So that was the acceleration we saw in the markets, jumping back. S&Ps were positive by about 60 when I was getting ready to come on the program. So we got those retail sales numbers. If my chart would catch up on the ES, we're trading at about 31.29 right now, 31.28, but even zooming it in, we're on 15-minute bars this morning, and you see the pop. There's your 8:30 bar, right? We traded about 31.21 is where you opened, and it shot up to as high as 31.34. So the market, liking those retail sales as well. We'll jump over to those in a moment. But you got McDonald's, so they only sell 5% same-store sales in May. At the end of April, that the second quarter same-store sales declines will be steeper than the previous quarter. So quarterly tough numbers. Nonetheless, jumping over to McDonald's, MCD. There's just so much going on in the markets right now. My computer struggling a bit, but you see McDonald's with the market basically up a bit from 189 to 191 about right now. You got a bid ask pretty broad of 190.50 by 191. For some context of where this has been, though, you talk about some volatility from 218, almost cut in half, to 124. We were just above $200. Remarkable action over there on McDonald's. Okay, so they're going to update. I was just looking for bigger numbers in terms of breaking this down. So May retail sales, that's the number that came out at 8:30, 17.7%, biggest monthly jump ever. It seems like every week we get at least a few numbers that are the biggest ever, just with everything going on. And to scroll down, they were expected to rise 8% in May, and they plunged 16.4% the prior month. Just mammoth numbers in retail, of course, the swings, as basically there was an entire shutdown and so forth. But S&P is holding up well, up about 70 points right now on that number, coming into the open after quite the extension yesterday. Jumping around to some of the other stocks, Lennar out with their earnings, a profit of $1.65 a share. The market was only looking for $1.18. The builder's revenue also beat street forecast, and Lennar forecast full-year home deliveries above current consensus amid a rebound in home sales as the economy reopened. The housing market, one of the more interesting markets in all of this going on, as it's held up remarkably well. You see the fear initially from 71 to 25. As everyone really unsure what this is going to mean for the housing market, but talk about charging back. We're going to open this morning approaching 65 from 63.50. We'll zoom in a second. So we're right up at this upper boundary in Lennar, and there's your volatility. We'll put it on a 15-minute. You can see out with the numbers and trading higher with the market this morning, as we have the S&Ps now above 70 points in the positive, the Dow up 765. I mean, look for some volatility here, folks. We just got, as I mentioned, 200 S&P points since 2 in the morning on Monday, and 2,000 Dow points since 2 in the morning on Monday. The all-time highs in the S&P are 3,400. It's starting to get to those frothy levels again in the span of about 30 hours. Remarkable, the turnaround that's taken place. T-Mobile, FCC chairman calling for an investigation of T-Mobile after a network outage that impacted users across the U.S. for 12 hours. It's pretty tough when you lose communication to that degree. Separately, SoftBank is considering a sale of its T-Mobile shares to raise cash to reduce its debt. SoftBank holds about 25% of T-Mobile, while Germany's Deutsche Telekom owns about 44%. So T-Mobile shares, let's check them out. TMUS, I believe. There we go. Yeah, holding it about 104. You see the volatility there for them. Interesting nonetheless. Amazon introduced technology known as Distance Assistant, designed to provide workers with real-time feedback on social distancing. Interesting. The technology is now live at several Amazon buildings, and the company plans to open source the software. Always fun to check out Amazon nonetheless. Amazon, as the market charges higher, Amazon sometimes has been almost an inverse relationship, right? They benefit from maybe people staying at home, whereas other companies, the broad array, maybe not. But nonetheless, optimism all around this morning, yet the S&P is now up 74 points, the Dow up now 800 points. Amazon, 26.12 from 25.72. Let's jump around to some of the FANG stocks as we finish up this first segment. Look at Microsoft charging higher. We were just at 183 when you reference the S&P lows and the Dow lows, right? You're up $10 from where you were in Microsoft to start the week. Remarkable. Apple, talk about an acceleration. Apple from almost 330 to 350. The high last week, 354 on Apple. We had Tesla back above 1,000. It looks like 1,018. The high last week, 1,032. Maybe it'll challenge that today from a price tag of 896. And how about we'll check in Boeing, because the Dow 2,000 points it added since then. Boeing up at about 210. Stay tuned, folks. Should be an interesting day in the market. We get ready. We get markets accelerating higher. S&P's now positive by 75. The Dow positive by 824. NASDAQ positive by 180. We'll be right back, folks.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The Gold Report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, JDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
S&Ps, though, charging higher, up 81 points now. You get the Dow of 874. So the article I was referencing, you may have been able to see but not hear me. Interesting stuff going on in South Korea in terms of Kim Jong-un destroying a joint Korean office in a rebuke to Seoul. In any other world, if there was not literally a pandemic with a presidential election with many other stories you can name at the top of everybody's mind, these relationships going the way they are with North Korea, not the way you want to see things. So you have Kim Jong-un blowing up an inter-Korean liaison office on its side of the border in an explosive rebuke to Seoul that appeared designed to draw maximum global attention with little immediate risk of war. You start blowing up facilities. I mean, this facility came from the 2018 talks. So the most concrete achievement from series of summits between the two Koreas in 2018 was tragically ruined with a terrific explosion. That was a $15 million facility that served as a de facto embassy for the two countries on the North Korean side. Nonetheless, an obvious escalation of things over there. Okay, jumping back as well. So going over Apple, I talked about there. We jumped over to their stories. Maybe you were reading it when it was up there, but the EU, they're looking into whether the country allows competition. And what I was saying that you couldn't hear and is that if you believe, do you really believe that Apple embraces competition at every stage of their business? I don't know who does that. I don't believe Apple does, and I'm a fan of Apple. Nonetheless, they get an upgrade of $400. Apple charging higher with most of the other equities in the market this morning. You got Royalty Pharma, initial public offering priced at $28 a share, top end of the range, raising $2.18 billion. It's the second largest pharma IPO on record, trailing only the 2013 IPO of Zoetis. Walmart, the retailer, bought technology and intellectual property from CareZone, a developer of apps that help consumers manage their medications. Financial details not disclosed, but people were saying it's about $200 million. You're going to talk about, you had Amazon, right? They bought, what was it, PillPack, right, that they bought? And you know that they're going to transition into that type of business. In terms of medication, why not when you're delivering everything? You see Walmart really trading higher on those retail numbers, popping from $118.80 to $119.49. We're up a bit today. Amazon, we already saw is higher. Let's check on that. $26.10 right now is Amazon. Some of the other retailers, Target shares popping as well in those retail numbers from 118 to 119.50. Let's check in on some of the other like Kohl's. I saw an article I had pulled up this morning about Kohl's. Look at that charge higher from Kohl's from 22.78. We're going to open at 25.50. This is some volatility on this stock. My goodness. You go from 50 to 10 to 30 to almost 20. We're going to be back at 25 today on their numbers. And the headline out there on CNBC just talking about how Kohl's is surviving retail disruption. What they talk about in here, just getting into, of course, Kohl's is not immune to the difficulties. They reported a 44% drop in sales for the first quarter. They reached a 52-week low, as we just pulled up, right, of $10, down from basically $59 in November. However, innovative strategies to adapt to a changing consumer benefited from its stores having in strip centers rather than shopping malls. Big difference there, right? Shopping malls, pulling everybody inside, probably not the best idea with community spread going on if possible. Strip centers outside, much different story. Nonetheless, Kohl's said that the program's working with Amazon. 80% of Amazon customers live within 15 miles of Kohl's. So if you recall, Amazon customers, they're able to bring their products to return to Kohl's. When that was first announced, we're going on. Let's back it up, because that was the first, one of the first acceleration areas. Not even sure that was on the chart. It's been a struggle for Kohl's, but off of that low, nonetheless, strong retail numbers coming in for Kohl's this morning. And what else we have going on? Finishing up, Weight Watchers. They said they had 4.9 million subscribers as of June 6th, up 7% from a year earlier. I guess it makes sense if you're at home. You're eating at home a lot more. You're cooking. You're buying your own food. Digital subscribership is at an all-time high, getting a boost as more people stayed home due to COVID-19. Weight Watchers, of course, Oprah, big owner in this, and talk about some volatility in this stock from 105. The stock was already in big trouble, folks, to 18. All right, look at these volumes, as Tom would say, my dad. Look at those volumes, February 25th, spiking down there. You back things up here. We make it as high to start the year to $47 to $10. But check out that action on those revelations of the growth. You got to love that growth. You got a subscribership at an all-time high, 7% growth on a year before. A lot of people going to be working from home more, buying their own food, not out. You don't have to go buy lunch at Subway, right? When you're working from home. Interesting stuff as this transition takes place. 29.05. Folks, this market, it's going to be an exciting day in the market. We got Larry Pesavento coming up live at 9 o'clock. I'll be back at 10 o'clock with Tom. Fast Market by TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim at 11. Folks, if you don't watch Fast Market, options in this type of a market, always something you can learn from when they set up those trades. Basil Chapman at noon, Steve Rhodes at 1, Dave White at 2, Tom O'Brien at 3. We got the S&Ps charging higher, up 87 points right now to 3150. We're going to be just crushing new session highs as we speak. Remarkable. We're now up 227 S&P points from where we were on Monday. The Dow's up 928 right now to 26,603. You just traded up 2,200 Dow points. Remarkable action, folks. Remarkable all the way. And if you haven't checked it out, head on over to YouTube. You can search TFNN Live on YouTube, of course. There's great comment section, people in there. Ask questions, of course. People in there all day. We got people in there right now, folks. I'm checking it out. You can either get there from TFNN, of course, or Tiger TV, or search TFNN on YouTube. Stay tuned, folks. Larry Pesavento coming up live at 9 o'clock. I'll be back at 10 o'clock with Tom. S&P's positive by 87 right now. The Dow positive by 917. NASDAQ positive by 202. Stay tuned, folks. We got our man Larry Pesavento. He's coming up live right now. Have a great day.